What's going on, everybody? Baltmatrix here, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, specifically Transformers the movie Generation 1 Bumblebee. Man, this thing's been a long time coming. We've had several Bumblebee figures over the past few years. None of them have quite nailed Bumblebee, though. This one, however, I think nails it quite well. Now, you may remember Cliff Jumper from the Transformers Earthrise line, Deluxe Class. Well, that got repainted and remolded multiple times, and the only one that I've been able to get a hold of is Goldbug. There was a Bumblebee version of that mold that was a Netflix War for Cybertron exclusive. I think it might have been exclusive to Walmart. I'm probably wrong on that because I swear I saw it on Amazon at some point for a ridiculous markup. But that other one is out there, but it's rather rare and is a collector's item now, along with that War for Cybertron Netflix exclusive Soundwave of all things, which is just weird. This figure, Goldbug, is part of the Creatures Collide 4-pack from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. And this figure is fine, except, God, I hate the parts forming. This new Bumblebee has no parts forming whatsoever. The overall aesthetic of the robot mode is perfect. I cannot come up with anything to even remotely complain about except the paint, but we'll talk about that in a second. That head sculpt is choice. It's so good. It is exactly what I wanted Bumblebee's G1 movie head sculpt to be. Now, taking a look at the figure all the way around in 360, I have to admit Hasbro did a really good, and Takara did a really good job with getting all of the kibble taken care of. I mean, there's really nowhere else for it to go but in the torso. But this is a lot neater than I think the Masterpiece figure was, which I've never actually gotten the new Masterpiece figure. I have the old Masterpiece figure. At least I think it was Masterpiece. I don't even remember at this point. All of these bots are starting to blur together in my mind. For this little guy, posability is pretty darn good. Head is on a ball joint and swivels and looks up and down a little bit. Shoulders are on ball joints. Then there is a 90-degree bend at the elbow, swivel at the upper arm, fists do swivel as well. Torso swivel is present and doesn't get hit by the backpack at all. Legs can kick forward plenty and can kick back plenty, and it can do a beautiful spread-ish. Bend at the knee is 90 degrees, but you do have to be careful because there is the bend for the transformation at the foot, then there is a thigh swivel, and then you can make him crab walk. The only accessory that the figure comes with is this very accurate gun, and accurate to the show. And then it can be back-mounted when not in use. Unfortunately, Bumblebee is quite a bit shorter than all the other mini-bots that have been released so far, though that is slightly canonical. In the show, Bumblebee was smaller than most of the mini-bots, especially Brawn. Brawn was definitely the tallest of all the mini-bots. I'm okay with this because it kinda actually does make sense. And just for good measure, here he is next to Origins Bumblebee. He's just a smidge shorter. I have two minor gripes about this figure. The first of which is the paint matching, specifically on the chest. The paint matching here, and here, specifically the pillars of the car mode, it's not the same yellow. It just isn't. That's because they're cast in black and then painted over one, maybe two coats of yellow paint. As you can see right here, that paint isn't even close. To go along with the paint matching, not matching here on the chest versus the body, look at the arms versus the back. And I'm not sure if that's coming up on camera. The shell that forms the actual vehicle mode is a different yellow than other parts of the robot mode. The forearms, the crotch, and these internal bits specifically. They're off just enough to be noticeable. So that's an issue, not a deal breaker. The other issue, which I find just really weird, there's no hole for any kind of stand on his keister, where this one definitely has a keister hole for a flight stand, or, figure stand of any sort. These are the only two problems I have with the figure, neither of which are that important. None of these flaws are deal breakers. This figure is excellent and is probably the best version of G1 Bumblebee we're going to get for a while. Bumblebee's transformation is complex but not hard, and it's actually pretty cool. Start off with, come to the backpack and just kind of wiggle the backpack away from the figure so you can lift the head up. Come to the chest and pop that open. Unpeg the head from the rest of the armature and flip it up and around and just get that so that you could close the chest up and stick the back of the vehicle mode straight off like that. And then I just like to bend the rear of the vehicle mode up a little bit. Come down to the fists and arms and fold them up at a 90-degree angle. Once you've got the arms bent to 90 degrees, turn them backwards an additional 90 degrees, and then come to the back and butterfly the back open. Once you have the wheels rotated up like that, they will fold back into place, and then you just peg the wrists together like so. And then you could take the entire back of the car mode and just kind of smush it down and peg it into place. And just make sure everything's closed up. And then we have our nice little Girl Walk Bug mode. No, not at all. Come down to the bottom of the feet and flip open / unpeg these panels. And then these little black toesies, push them up into the front of the vehicle mode. And then come to the back of the legs and flip out these doors on both legs. And then that little black piece, fold that up inside those doors. Then smushy the feet together. Turn the ankle rockers all the way around. And this always happens. Every time I go to transform it, those bits pop off. And then we want to bend the legs down, bend the knees forward, and, I always screw this up. There we go. Smushy those two again. And then bring the whole thing forward and snap it into place. And there we have the Beetle mode, or little car mode. Now, it's obvious that this is not a Volkswagen Bug. It is a very, very bad Volkswagen Bug, but you know what it is? It's a perfect realization and modern take on the original penny racers that the original G1 Bumblebee hubcap and cliff jumper were. Actually, I don't think Hubcap was a penny racer. I don't think he was. Maybe he was. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. Don't care at all that he's not a Volkswagen Bug. He's a tiny little penny racer. I mean, look at these wheels. They're not even they're not even the same size. Rear wheel, gigantic. Front wheel, not so big. He's so cute. Now, the gun does peg into the back of the vehicle mode like it did in the robot mode. No problems there. But there is room underneath the arms, or I should say in the back here, to actually get the gun up in there. It's not clean, but it can be done. Like that. Just set it like that, fold the fists up, and you have plenty of room. No problems whatsoever. Doesn't scrape on the ground at all. You just kind of smush it up in there. Now, comparing this alt mode with the Bumblebee mold from the Netflix series, or in this case, Goldbug, the Goldbug mode is a little bit longer in lengthwise, but not as wide, and they're roughly the same size. Roughly. But then when comparing it to some of the other mini-bots, it feels small. I'm not going to transform all the mini-bots, but this mode is definitely a little bit smaller than all the other mini-bots. Just take my word on that. Now, one thing I haven't compared it to yet is Transformers Animated Bumblebee, which is another small boy Bumblebee. And you could see that the Transformers Animated Bumblebee and this one are almost the same size. They are just about equal. Obviously, proportionality is a little bit different, and good lord, is the plastic on this one a lot worse off looking than this one. I don't know what they cast this thing in. I think it's that weird nylon plastic that almost is translucent to some respect. But this Bumblebee, this is nice. I like this. I really do like this figure a lot. Transformation back into robot mode, pretty easy. Straighten out the arms if you got that gun up there. Pop the back off and then just fold it up out of the way. Grab the front of the vehicle mode and pull it forward, and then straighten out the legs, come to the inside of the legs and flip out these guys, come under the feet and flip out these guys, close up those panels and fold these forward. I find that this is actually the hardest part of the transformation, is getting these two connected. Just put your thumb on this part of the toe and it'll slot right on. It's not that hard, it's just annoying. Split the arms apart, turn them around, and then fold them back in and reach into the chest, open it up, fold the head down, or fold the head back into place, close up the chest. Now, this part right here is a little annoying. What I end up doing is just folding the backpack down. There are these little tiny pieces of plastic sticking off, and they're supposed to rest. There are these little tiny pieces of plastic coming off the backpack, and they are supposed to peg in to these little slots. And I found putting it all the way up and pulling it over and then pushing it around and down is a lot easier than just trying to force it down into place. I think it might break. I think there might be a less chance it would break. I don't know for sure. That's the only part of the transformation that I'm worried about, is the backpack coming broken like back here because of trying to get it into those little notches, which you could see. I'll try and zoom in. You see how it's just resting in there. This little guy is far and away my favorite Bumblebee that we have gotten in years. It is so much fun. It's got a great transformation, got a good range of posability. It looks good. It's just a winner. Now, what isn't a winner is when you try to pair him up with your little spiky friend here. Not exactly my favorite thing headcanon-wise, but overall, it works. So, yeah, Spike, we'll just move you out of the way. So, folks, what do you think of this Bumblebee? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. As always, I have been Baltmatrix, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time.